All right, y'all. Welcome. You are watching Real Cash Talk, and I am Ash Cash. All right, y'all. Welcome to episode 2. As you can see, I got my guest here with me. I got Ant.
What's
Go
going
ahead,
on,
go
y'all?
ahead.
What's
Talk
going
to
on,
them,
y'all?
Ant, man.
Listen, man, my name is Ant, man. A lot of people, she knows me as Ant. A lot of people might know me as Tony, Coach Tony. You know what I'm saying? Anthony, that's my government. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you know me as, just want people to know that I'm just a cool guy, genuine person. You know what I'm saying? Just obviously I'm coming here to support Ash and what she got going on, and Real Cash Talk. Let me come on to a different platform, kind of just experience something different. Part of I do Speak Your Truth podcast. I've tapped in with a lot of people. Platform's been growing, and it's been expanding. We networking. She came out to a networking event. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. She's seen what the vibes is right now. You know what I'm saying. What got going on.
Yep.
But I feel like right now I'm on a different wave. Just trying to make sure I'm doing some big things for some people, and especially for myself too. You know what I'm saying. I think sometimes I kind of get lost in doing things for a lot of other people. Sometimes I gotta take care of myself too. Sometimes,
that's true. That's true.
I'm figuring it out. You know what I'm saying. Like I said, and just right now, just growing and just going through new experiences for real. You know what I'm saying. Just with the podcast, it's been fun. It's
a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna say too much, but just know, just a lot. It's a lot. That's a lot coming.
Tune in to his stuff. I'm gonna put all his stuff down at the bottom. His regular Instagram, his podcast, all that's gonna be down at the bottom, down here below, y'all. So.
Just hit 400 followers on the
400
Instagram
followers,
too. You know
yeah, that's what's up, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Almost
3 years.
Yeah,
almost 3 years. 3 years coming up too. I forgot about the tell you. Yeah, so 3 years anniversary. So appreciate it, Ash. So let me tell y'all about that a little bit. But
of course,
we're gonna get into some stuff, man.
We're gonna get right into it, y'all. Right into the topic. Y'all know I'm straightforward. We're gonna get right into it, straight like that. All right, y'all. So this topic on today's episode is about fitting in today's society, bro. I feel like in today's society, bro, it's just so different. So I brought 3 questions that we're going to pinpoint, talk about for about 20-ish minutes. And I brought Ant here, like he said, he has a podcast, so it's like I wanted somebody who also has a podcast come on here, speak his truth, because I speak my truth, and we just going to get right into it.
I don't really get to do this often, y'all. My podcast is a little different, so y'all might have to see what's going on. But like I said, I like doing stuff like this every now and then.
And it will also be on next week's episode too. He'll be back to back. So
back to back. That's how we doing it.
Yep,
first guest. I appreciate it, man.
First guest, man. I had to.
For sure.
All right, so when I looked up some stuff, the first question is, what does it mean to fit in today's society? So I want to know what you think what it means to fit in today's society first.
What does it mean to fit into today's society?
Yeah.
Man, let me see. I don't even know, honestly. Like I feel like me, like What is fitting into today's society? I mean, I guess is we on our phones a lot. Just seeing what's on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, especially right now. TikTok's been going crazy. YouTube, so I feel like sometimes I get caught watching a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I don't be like doing a lot of things I used to do every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Like watching some shows. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of this water. But
I agree though. I think because next week episode we're talking about social media, so that's gonna fit into the two. But I do think social media has a big part. But according to the Oxford Dictionary, fitting in. It says, it feel that you belong or to be like others. To some people, fitting in may even be like just a variety of meanings, just trying to be compatible with others. And I feel like people are trying too hard to be like other people, and they pretend too much to fit in people who are around them, and that's not really who they are. Like they get around certain people, and they whole characteristics, personality, all that change, bro. I just be like, that's not you. Like, why you gotta act like that? That's not you for real.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why? Like, that's the next question is, so like, why is it so important for people to fit in? Like, why do they feel as though like
I don't know, man.
they have to?
Validation. I feel like everybody likes validation from things.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? I don't. Yeah, validation. One, credit. I don't know if that's another one.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People want to be recognized. Feel me? People want attention. So there's different motives. I guess. You know what I'm saying? People may have from just wanting to fit in, you know what I'm saying? Everybody teaches on, I guess.
Yeah. My whole thing is, when it comes to like validation and credit too, though, it's like, why do people feel like they need validation all the time? It's like they see people with the newest everything, and they feel like they got to go get it, even if they can't afford it or something. It's just like, why do you feel like you have to?
Why do you feel like you have to? I feel like it's I don't know. It's like deep down.
I feel like people should just stick to who they are, what you know.
For sure. I don't know. Sometimes these topics is even hard for me to like kind of indulge in for myself sometimes, because I think I try to apply myself to the situation. It's like man, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't
Yeah.
really see. I don't worry about
nobody else.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
I like to be myself.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I guess for other people, I guess you see something that other people may do, and you kind of like, oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
I guess it's so. I guess to the people that are themselves, it's a credit to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing something that people want to do, and it's like you want them to fit into you. So I mean, I don't know. Like that's I kind of how I see it for real.
I think people. Also, the group of friends that, or I'm gonna say friends, because everybody not your friend. I need everybody to understand that. Friend, if you have to feel like you have to alter yourself to fit in, that's not your friend.
Yeah,
I don't believe that's like if you feel like you have to change how you talk, how you act, how you dress, whatever the case is, that's not your friend. I feel like that's a big part of also fitting in because it's just like be yourself, and if somebody really fuck with you, they gonna fuck with you regardless. Like if you yourself. Like if you're your real authentic self, then that's really all that matters.
Yeah, I ain't. The drip and everything, man. Don't force it, man. You know, like that's the thing. Like if that's not in you, if that's not you. Like to Ash is saying, right? Like if you know, we ain't gotta be about. It don't gotta be about money. Yeah. It don't gotta be about, you know what I'm saying, what you got going on. It's just like just understand who you are, what you truly value, right? What is it that you really like? You know what I'm saying? Want out of something. You know what I'm saying?
Like, what do you want in life? Not what everybody else wants.
Exactly.
What you want.
You seen what other people got and try to, you know what I'm saying? I feel like people lost the value of learning. I think.
I agree. No, I agree. I feel like people don't want to learn no more. They just see it and they just want to do it.
Yeah, you got to see it. Like, you can't copy paste. I literally was just having this. Man, I have a solo coming out, by the way. But you can't copy paste people's, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, product. Like, people, I was saying before, like, people go through certain things, right, for them to be able to express themselves in that way. So it's like you haven't been through what that person's been through. You haven't seen what that person's seen to make them want to be themselves in that way. So it's like, why not figure that out for yourself? To, you know what I'm saying? Shit, you know, I might like to, you know, ride bikes or something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
like
just do some other shit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like people get lost and they're trying to find their identity. So they, like you said, copy paste. If they see somebody else, oh, I can do that, or I think I can do that. But it's like, if that's not who you are, then don't try to force it, you know?
Right.
Like, if you have maybe similarities, like maybe, now copying and inspiration is two different things. Right. You can be inspired by somebody all day long.
And that's why I brought the word learning, though. You feel me? You got to learn from, like, I don't know, like, sometimes people, the work, it's hard to kind of me out for me.
No, you
good,
right
now, you feel me? But it's just like the learning piece is like, you gotta study. Like, I mean, some things, like, you don't gotta be a book studier. You know what I'm saying? I feel like for a lot of people, like, you know what I'm saying, you may just watch, like, you know, for me it was with the podcast. I'm not trying to like make this about me or anything like that, but I'm just kind of using myself as an example, just like how I've watched podcasts, or like how other artists, they listen to other artists. You know what I'm saying? I play basketball too. We play basketball, so you watch your film, you watch other people's film, you learn it and just picking up pieces. You can't just say, all right, bet. Like, let's think about, I was bringing up the Steph Curry example, right? We talking about basketball, right? Steph Curry coming to the gym, he shoot 3 million shots or whatever from half court, you know what I'm saying? He's making them, but, you know what I'm saying, people don't see the work that he put in when he was probably, 15, 16, where he was in the lab just working on his shot with his
they just see, 3-point. They don't see the fundamentals behind it. They don't see that.
They don't see what he learned to get to that point to really make all them damn shots. Like, nah, you got to really put in time to learn something and then apply it to yourself, put in the work, and then that's how you become, you know what I'm saying? That's how you're
successful and everything. Like you said about the whole, you know, watching the podcast. Like, I was watching your podcast and I was like, this is some good stuff. And I was just like, yo, this is good. And I realized, you know, I like doing this too. And it wasn't like, I wasn't trying to fit in. It was just like just watch, sit back, learn. It took me a minute to start, you know? And
you're applying it to, look, this is a whole different setup. This is she's doing her whole different thing, you feel me? So it's like, and that's what I appreciate. I like going, like I said, I like going to other people's platforms to be able to do things like this, because that's another thing too within the creative spaces. It's like, shit, like I can have my way of applying and facilitating some type of knowledge or just, you know, some type of support. You have your way of facilitating. You get right to the topics. Me, I might just dive into the person. You know what I'm saying? And try to get the topic out of them or something. You know, you never know. So it's just like, you feel me? So I like the variety. You know what I'm saying? Just of how people can really, like you said, just if you learn something, it's like same thing with basketball. Like, I might have shot a certain way. You may ask me, damn, like,
how you do that?
How you do that? Like, not. Nah, I'm gonna get the ball and just do exactly what Ed did. Nah, man, you gotta.
Yeah, everything is steps to everything. Steps to everything. Like, you can't just up and do it because somebody else is doing it and you think, you can do it. Because like I said before, I was just talking to somebody about this. Everything like it's not for everybody. Like people be trying to do TikToks. Everybody can't.
Hey, look, I know I can't do this.
But that's at least you know though. It's like people
sure.
see it and they see people getting followers, likes, this. But people don't know like it's not just that. Like
it's not just that.
People who doing TikTok who are full time, that's like their life. And it's like, granted, I want to get up there one day, but it's like I can't just sit and it's gonna happen. Like you gotta learn, take time. Like I be looking at people's stuff, you know, oh they do this, oh okay, I don't want to do that. Like you know, just trying to switch it up, and it's just like you can't just jump into something just because everybody else is doing it. Like
and
people,
even them TikTokers, bro, you gotta think they like she said they be in the house all day, bro. Like
all day, like that's their job.
That's a job, bro. Like, do you really want to be on your phone
all day
trying to come up with stuff all day? Like, so a lot of y'all, like, I'm not trying to like discredit anybody for if they've had that passion or anything like that, but yo, like that's the whole point of what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's real shit. Like, bro, even like the people that we hate, the blogs or whatever it might be,
and a computer
they're on the computer all day. They working. You know what I'm saying? They working.
Yesterday I was trying to vlog for TikTok, and I was just like, I don't even want to do this. Like sometimes it's like you don't want your whole life on camera all the time. It's like you just want to relax. Like I just wanted to go to the bar and watch the game. I'm sitting here trying to vlog. It's just like sometimes you need, you know, just to relax, like just chilling. Like sure. So people don't understand. They just see it. They don't see what goes behind it. They don't see all the extra. Like when I do my TikToks, bro, I be doing them shits all the time. Like I be having finished stuff in my drafts because it's like I gotta get to where I want to get. I'm not trying to fit in with nobody else. I'm just trying to get to my destination, you know. Sure. And it's like you just gotta get there.
And the point of fitting in, you might separate at the time you fitting in or trying to fit in.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Like
once you start realizing what you want, you gonna realize people around you is not.
You're gonna fit into different circles. For real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like when I went he had a networking event about 2 months ago.
Yeah, about 2 months ago.
And then everybody in there was on some type of level where they wanted something better for themselves. And I feel like if you want to fit in with somebody or people, that's the type of people you should fit in with. People who actually want something, who got motivations, aspirations, ambitions, like somebody who's going to help you, motivate you, all that. Like if you got friends or people in your circle who's not on that, then what you think you about to be?
It's funny you bring that up because there was that thing going around with Glorilla not too long ago.
I know you're talking about it, yeah.
and I like, she was right, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. The way it's just, you know how, you know, these, like I said, these blogs try to, you know, manipulate words, and just especially how you know the way they try to use our culture against us and all that. That's I'm not gonna get into that. That's a whole other conversation, a whole other day. But to the Glorilla's point though, it's like, you know, if you think you're the smartest person in the room, like you gotta. I mean, she's right in the sense where we gotta think like, okay, if I'm the smartest person in the room, what am I learning? Back to the learning point. How am I able to learn? Yeah. I'm the one that has to be able to facilitate all the knowledge if I'm the smartest one. So it's like, really, you're just passing on more knowledge to people that can become smarter in other ways. And you know what I'm saying? I think like that's what we're talking about. If you want your circle to truly be that, like you can't see yourself as the smartest person, bro. Like you gotta just, I don't know, just like, see yourself as...
You can't never think, well, to an extent, you can't ever think you're better than somebody else. Like you can have that confidence, like you know, but it's like you say, like, I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm a pro at a podcast when you've been doing this longer than me. It's like, no, I don't know everything about podcasting. So if I have a question,
I don't even know everything about podcasting.
But it's like, you know more than me, so it's like, hey, Aunt, yo, like, you know. So it's like you say, like your circle needs to be, if you want to fit in, you need to fit in with the right crowd. I would say, like, don't, like, I feel like nowadays people. I don't even want to get into it because this is for next week. That's gonna be more for next week. Social media is gonna be a whole different because they go hand in hand. But let's go to the next question, the last question.
For sure.
So it says, at what age should people stop trying to fit in?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Oh man.
Like what age? And it's like I feel like there's.
By like I want to say about 14.
14? You think? Because I feel like when people get to college, people are still trying to find their identities and everything.
I feel like finding your identity and fitting in is two different things.
That's true.
I feel like,
but I feel like 14, you in high school and people around you, the crowd, they're gonna try to fit in with people around them too.
Okay, maybe 14 is a bit young.
I'm thinking like,
but because
20s.
I think I'm speaking from it like since I substitute teach during my day jobs and everything. So I kind of see the 14-year-old, like I see that 14-year-old middle school crowd and the high school crowd. Excuse me, and I just kind of see, you know, how patterns kind of just start to form and everything for each kid, and I can potentially see who they're going to be and everything. But I feel like as far as fitting in, like they definitely want to fit in middle school. So I think that's why I want to say like middle school, they want to fit in for real. Like everybody's trying to figure themselves out, like you said, just because they're going through a lot of like changes in life. You feel me? In
Definitely,
middle school. So I don't know. Like I feel like maybe I guess 14 is going like I guess after your freshman year of high school, maybe.
I was thinking more so like your adult years.
Your adult years.
I would say like maybe after graduating college, if someone goes to college. I feel like by your 20s, I'll say like 25 to.
Ooh, you get me late.
Yeah, I feel like 25. Damn. Like you should be more mature, where you should recognize.
Maybe I speak too much on myself.
Maybe you should people should just recognize like what's around them.
You're right though. You're right though. Because
when I first met you,
I was wild.
Like you was you was like a little boy. But now it's like I seen you grown and like you don't really. Like I feel like you at a certain age you find yourself and you realize like who you want to be around, who you don't want to hang around, stuff like that type thing. For
sure, I feel like you bring up a good point. I hear you. I feel like the way I see it sometimes is kind of like where everybody talk about the college experiences, like.
Because everybody don't experience college.
Yeah, so. Not everybody's experienced college, but I feel like also like you said in that kind of age gap, you kind of already. I feel like at that point, like you're kind of like you said, building the identity piece of you outside of like I think like the fitting in just kind of naturally already happens. Graduation happens, everybody just starts to fall off, whatever. But I think around then I see it kind of more like building your identity, like you said, but fitting in because like I feel like when you're younger. It's because we're athletes, so I think that's another like bias, I guess sometimes because like. You kind of like I said, we see it earlier where it's like I can't necessarily fit in with this because I know I have this. I have to make this team, or I want to just
that's facts.
I want to make this have this playing time or whatever it might be. So it's like I feel like depending on what you value, especially where you come from and your systems and everything, you can probably develop like what we're talking about. Maybe a little bit faster and stuff. So who knows?
Yeah, I just feel like. Once people find their identity, maybe they don't have to try to fit into other crowds or fit into the wrong crowd.
True.
I would just say make sure it's fitting in, like whatever. But if you're gonna fit in, make sure it's with the right crowd. Yeah. If anything, like everybody in my circle who I'm cool with, like all my friends, they got something going for themselves. Like business owners, police officers, teachers, like whatever. Like they got. Something going from stuff like that's people who I want in my circle, like people who like so if that's fitting in, then we all fitting in who's in my circle type shit. So but I feel like nowadays in society
there is no universal fit in. Like I don't know what circle everybody's trying to fit into for like.
Or I feel like I know for kids it happens a lot for kids. Like you say, you work at a school, so I can tell when like a kid is trying to copy another kid or be like another kid, you can just see that. But also in college, I seen that also between like, I would say within our athletic friend group, I felt like we was cool and everything, but I feel like there was outsiders who wasn't really connected with everybody, so they tried to fit in and do what we do and stuff like that. But it's just different strokes for different folks. Like you are really not made to fit in with every crowd. Every crowd is not for you.
Not for
people got to understand that. Like just be you and whatever follows. That's how I feel.
Yeah, for sure. And I to that point, like I feel like I'd be thinking about sometimes about some people that were in my life. I guess like you said when you bring up like that age, because I was coming back from school, and I think like that's another thing that kind of influences a lot of things too, like because that back and forth period, you coming back to school from like summer break and winter break and all that stuff. I feel like that's a really awakening time period.
Definitely
for young adults. You feel me? Because especially within that aspect of I guess fitting in, because like I said before, you had certain friends that you grew up with, and everybody starts to go and experience different things. So now you coming back, and everybody's the same person that you grew up with, and it's like. Okay.
Once you start growing and learning, like you say, learning, you have to learn. I feel like every day, like they say, you learn something new every day, which is true. Like if you really want to, like I mean, I know I be finding out some new facts every single day. Like when I be at work bored, I be reading stuff. Like I just be trying to learn stuff. Like and I feel like people should do that. And it's just like also pay attention to your surroundings and what other people are like, how they act. What they're feeding their minds into, like, stuff like that. I feel like that plays a part also. Like, don't just watch something or do something because you see everybody else doing it. Like, if that's not for you, then that's not for you. Simple as that. Like,
Nah,
it's just,
for
that's
real.
all what it is
Trust
for
me,
real.
yeah. I know.
Like, once you find your identity, I feel like everything else gonna follow. Like, once you find out your purpose, what you're here for, it's gonna follow. And it's like, it's not really timetable on it, but don't force, you know, friendships that aren't there. If you know y'all don't have a connection or a disconnect, don't force it, because that's just gonna make it worse. Like,
for real, man.
That's just not where it's
and
at.
and it hurts though. It do hurt sometimes for
Yeah.
some, depending on the level of friendship you may have.
Yeah, because you might drop some friends.
You might
like,
drop some heavy people in your life.
But that's okay, because it's
okay,
like that's gonna help you grow, and you're gonna look back like they was just holding me down. Like it happens. It literally happens. Once you start growing up and realize things about yourself, and you just get in tune with yourself, all that other negative stuff, it just drops, and it's just like you realize that all right, that wasn't for me type thing.
For sure, and it's always gonna feel uncomfortable. Like growth is always uncomfortable. Like
Definitely.
think about it when you're young. Like you have growing like knee pains.
Growing pains.
Like,
oh my god, things painful.
You're physically growing. Like,
Yeah.
and it hurts. Like that's the same aspect. You know, in the philosophical. You know what I'm saying? Philosophical piece. You know what I'm saying? Or however you want to think about it. Ideology. Like you know what I'm saying? The growing is gonna hurt because. You know, like we gotta shed some dead weight. You know what I'm saying? Chop some shrubs and some trees and bushes or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you gotta do it if you want to succeed in life. Like I think people really need to be true and honest with themselves too. Like if you're not honest with yourself, then you can't be honest with nobody else. I feel like you have to really be honest and true with yourself. Like you have to know, like, all right, look, I know I ain't doing this well, or look, I know I'm slacking, or look, I know this, and this, and it's just like once you get that, cool. Like you gonna fit in with the right crowd. Like, but fitting in with all the other stuff, with all the negativity and people that's not doing good for you, is just like, what are y'all doing? Why y'all so pressed to fit in? You know?
Nah, for real. I think you don't even gonna notice when you fit in to the point. Like you're not even gonna notice when you don't fit in. Like to me, sometimes just because I'm doing this, like it kind of like shocks me sometimes. It's like damn, like okay, there's more people in the space that I can connect with. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit.
Yeah, like at the mixer, or the little thing, I was just like, it's like. These my people. Yeah. Like, cool.
So like, it'd be dope. Yeah, it'd be dope. So sometimes it's the humbling piece too. I think I don't know if we've used that word earlier, but that's a big piece too. Like you said, just looking yourself in the mirror. All that is humbling yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think that's another big piece in growth.
Definitely. So. I feel like everybody should have a humbling moment in their life. And once you get that humbling moment, or take that L in your life, I feel like everybody deserves to take an L.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you gotta embrace the L. Yeah. Yo, embrace the L.
Embrace the L. If you take an L, everybody's gonna take an L. A few L's. Bro. Embrace the L, because you're gonna bounce back. You're gonna learn from it. I feel like an L is not a loss; it's a lesson.
For real.
Because you learn it.
Shit cliche, but hey, it's real. Though.
It's real,
bro. Embrace the L, because I feel like you keep trying to dive into you keep diving into like trying to not take the L like. You're making the L even worse.
Even worse. Like you're making it worse on yourself. Like just accept it. Accept it and move forward. Accept it and move forward.
That's like free game. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
You got anything else you want to say?
Sheesh, man. I don't know, man.
I we had a good one.
That's a good little.
That's a good one, man.
We gotta save the social media piece for next week for real. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely going. Next week we back at it next week again. Next Thursday it's gonna be dropped on the YouTube. We're talking about social media. I just want to thank Ant again for coming out and being on the podcast, the first guest.
Yeah,
that's my boy right here, man. Again, you're going to see him next week. You're going to see him a lot, actually, because season 3 and season 4. Ant,
you know what I'm saying?
I hit up Ant. He said, I'll be there, man.
So
thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all next week. And make sure y'all follow Ant on his IG and the podcast.
For sure.
And we out, y'all.
We gone.